Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm your host Kelly Pally, and today we're taking a look at the superheroes who let us down. The most disappointing characters. The heroes on this list have done a thing or two to disappoint or dishearten fans. So without spoiling any of the fun reasons why, let's jump right into this list. And at number 10 is the Fallen One. The Fallen One is a Marvel character who just can't catch a break. First, he's kicked out by Galactus since he's not really a good herald. Silver Surfer was his successor and much better at his job. Then when Star-Lord defeats him, there's a bunch of collateral damage, because it takes a whole lot to bring this dude down, so naturally it leaves 350,000 people dead. Then, when he tries to take on Thanos, Thanos is like, nah dude, and he and Screed overpower the Fallen One by sending him into the core of a gas giant and igniting it, which looks like this. And then Thanos bullies him into being his herald, sends him to go creep on the Maker, where he gets captured and drained of his energy by two ancient enemies of Galactus's. Full circle. So much potential gone to waste. And at our next number is a superhero group that rarely disappoints, except for when they're up on the big screen. At number 9 is Fantastic Four. So let's take a look at why the Fantastic Four films have disappointed us.
Oh, right.
This is so wrong.
There is no victor. There is only doom.
The diamond is not for sale.
Even the actors who are in it dislike it. Tamara admitted that she's never even seen the latest film.
I haven't seen the one that's out there yet, so.
Aha!
We'll see.
That's telling.
I mean, with that wig though, can you blame her? And at number 8 is Kid Eternity. So Kid Eternity started off as a character for Quality Comics, but was introduced into the DC universe when DC bought out Quality. He can summon demons that emulate historical or mythological figures, which is really rad, right? But then there was Post-Infinite Crisis, and this is where the disappointment happens. Mr. Keeper almost took all of his abilities away from him, but because of this, he's basically been depowered. Well, kinda depowered. He can only summon one soul at a time, and only for just over a minute. He tries to use Abraham Lincoln's soul to get free fast food, which is also rad, but then it fades after 66 seconds. Oh, and the other disappointing thing? Every incarnation of him has been killed off in an annoying way. He's killed by the robotic duplicate of the calculator, and then the Teen Titans are given photos and footage of his murder. Like, what the hell? And his origin story? Well, it was retconned and changed from his death occurring during World War II when he was out on a fishing trip with his grandfather, to being kidnapped by an old man who's a sexual predator, and was then killed when their boat gets blown up because war. Yep. And at number 7 is Genie. I almost feel bad for making fun of Genie at this point. She's made a few of our other lists, from dumbest superheroes to most inappropriate characters. And, well, guess we just can't get over the fact that her powers come from alcoholism. She lashes out at her teammates when she's drunk. Not very heroic-like, but hey, she does have a problem, so I guess let's try to cut her a little slack? Alcohol. The true evil. I don't buy that. And at number 6 is Midnight Sun. A former supervillain in the Marvel Universe, Midnight Sun is a character that wears a fedora. Not ironically. So he first started off as Midnight, who was actually pretty cool. And he actually had a fairly interesting and tragic origin story where his whole family was killed and that his face was all mucked up and it left him scarred, which is why he wears the mask. Then he gets into a fight with his adopted brother Shang-Chi, and it results in Midnight falling off a cliff. Then a bunch of other shenanigans occurred where he went from looking like this to this, his full-blown fedora glory, with circular discs on his hands and feet that he uses to fight. Because samurai, ninja, I don't know. Why? And at number 5 is Wyre. He's an assassin for hire and a ripoff of Cable, and is really dramatic. But the best part? He's got the ability to extend his inorganic hair follicles. I mean, all the best assassins can, right? Maybe I'm just assassinating wrong. And at number 4 is Nebulon. Here's a character that had a lot of promise despite being mildly villainous, and he ended up in a very weird situation. Nebulon was a villain who helped the Squadron Sinister create a laser cannon that would melt the polar ice caps and flood the planet. Sounds pretty evil, right? So later on, he's facing off against the Defenders, who convince him to turn to the side of good. But his home planet's like, nope, you ain't doing that. And then they put him on trial, ordering him to do the honorable thing and commit suicide. He's like, no thanks? But then his wife learns of his dishonorable actions and tries to convince him to do the right thing. But then also works with the Defenders, realizes her actions have been a violation of their race's ethics, and then throws herself into an energy-draining ray. And Nebulon is like, no, and tries to save her, but then they both end up dying. No more air quotes, I promise. And at number 3 is Vibe. How does Vibe use his superpowers? By breakdancing, of course. Yeah. Cause that's the coolest thing you can do when you're a superhero. Fighting crime with the power of dance.
Hey everybody, my name is Vibe, and I'm gonna shake things up.
He's not even that good. When writers have to write in superhero-esque tasks for you to do that involve breakdancing, well, that's kind of a disappointment. I mean, he is doing a bit better now, especially being a character with some substance on the CW's The Flash, but Vibe in the comics to some is still generally too much of a disappointment to actually get behind him.
You did it, Vibe! But the judges say you're disqualified from the contest. You were supposed to break dance, not break the stage.
Oops. I guess I really did shake things up.
In at number 2 is Hank Pym. Damn it, Hank. I wish I didn't have to put you on this list. You're such a good-hearted dude, you're incredibly intelligent and a huge asset. And you have bipolar disorder, which can and has been a big inspiration to other heroes and readers alike, except at times when he's been poorly written. And the Ultimates version of Hank wasn't even bipolar, he was just an abusive It's important that we have diversity in superheroes, to have fair representation, whether it's about mental health, race, or the LGBT community. And yes, Hank has done some really up stuff like beating his wife and taking out his stress on fallen opponents. And don't get me wrong, there has been times his mental illness has been portrayed well. Avengers AI did a great job of it. Yeah, he's done some really terrible things, and yes, there have been some solid portrayals of him growing and trying to improve and overcome the obstacles his mental illness has caused, but the main reason he's on here is how we've treated him as readers, and how writers have treated him. And, well, both of those things are pretty disappointing. Alright, preachiness aside, let's move on to a number we can all agree to be disappointed in. And at number 1 is Captain America, in his good old Hydra glory. If you've been living under a rock, or just not in the loop these last several months, you'll be disappointed to know that Captain America has switched sides and is now an agent of Hydra. And he's like, hey, I've been a sleeper agent and I'm a fascist now, gotta carry out all those fascist fun time goals for Hydra and convert the world. Why is this disappointing? Well, Cap was a symbol of American patriotism, aside from, you know, being a symbol of hope and being one of the US's most beloved superheroes. I could go on, but for all of our sandies, let's just move on and hope that this won't last too long. There we have it, friends. Want a part 2 of this list? Let us know in those comments below. And hit those like and subscribe buttons while you're at it. I'm Kelly Pally for Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.